So many of you have watched America's Best Dance Crew, or So You Think You Can Dance, and many of you have gone to clubs and witnessed some bumping and grinding. And you guys just see it as entertainment, but for some, it's an actual art form. These jazz shoes are not only an icon, but they're an essential part about dance. Dance has been a part of our human history for millions of years, or even more. Ever since 30,000 to 10,000 BC, we see carved paintings of people dancing along the caves of France and Spain. We've also seen pharaohs being danced to by their fellow people. And by learning about these jazz shoes, you will learn the importance it has in the jazz culture. And I will first talk about the jazz culture and the importance of these shoes and how I myself identify with these shoes. Jazz has been around since 1950s. It has come from African American vernacular dance. Jazz consists of three categories: classical, lyrical, and street funk. Classical is a more street lines, clear lines, is what you would see in Broadway, while lyrical is more of a flowy, ballet type of feel, where you just express your feelings. It's more into the song. Like if you're sad, you would just sing like the sad song, and dance with it. And then street funk is more of a hip hop feel, when it's more upbeat, fast movements. These jazz shoes are an essential part because, like any dancer, you need shoes to dance. And these are really flexible and they mold to your feet, so that it gives you more of a flexible, and they're light, and it gives you a better way to execute effective dance moves, just like the twirls, the twists, the chassés, the calyptos. So it's a really essential part of this. And then I have given you a brief talk about the jazz culture and the jazz shoes. And I'll talk to you about how I identify with these shoes. Looking back into my childhood, all I can remember is my mom turning on the stereo and just pulling me over to dance with her. At that time, I lived with my family and cousins, and we would all just have like a little dance party in the living room. And then even at the parties I would go to, I would be that little girl that would be dancing, and I'm like really tiny, so imagine me like 5 years old. So I was like that little girl right there. And ever since then, dance has just been a huge part of my life. I've joined numerous dance teams consisting of hip hop, but just recently in high school, I joined a lyrical team that consisted of street funk and lyrics. And every time in high school, I took like a lot of hard classes. So just putting on these shoes meant a way of me to relieve the stress that I have felt, a way of just letting all the emotions. If I got in a fight with my friend, or if my teacher just made me very upset, just seeing these shoes and knowing that I get to dance, it just made everything that much better. And not only that, although I do love to dance, I do not consider myself a professional dancer. I have seen many people dance at events that you just stay in awe. But I do find escape in it. Whenever I'm sad, I can always find myself there. I could just let everything out, and it just feels so much better. And just recently, I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, and while they were going through the procedure, all I could think about was these dances. I was just like, just gonna ignore the noise. I'm just gonna think, and that's all I could hear. Just my instructor telling me 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's all I ever heard. And that's what made it more bearable. And not only that, I may be tiny, but I eat so much, and I really hate exercising. I'm such a lazy person. So this is a way for me to stay healthy. So throughout, it does help me a lot, and it has brought me and my family together. Usually I don't see my mom. I see her on the weekends. We'll go to parties, and we just dance, and this is the way I get to see her and just have that connection with her. And I talked to you guys about this jazz culture. I gave you guys a brief summary, and I talked to you guys about the jazz shoes and the importance, and I talked to you guys about how I myself relate to it. And although many of you may or may not dance, all I have to say is life is like a dance. Sometimes you know the steps, sometimes you don't. But as long as you keep on going, you'll learn new steps as you go.